Hey, Natasha.
Hey Claire.
How's it going?
Pretty good. I'm having actually a staycation. My husband took my kids to San Antonio for the weekend, and I'm just relaxing and enjoying some quiet time
Well, thank you for letting me interrupt your quiet time to record a
and recording a
podcast.
podcast.
Well, that sounds way better than my evening, which was supposed to be epic because I was supposed to have a star party tonight, but it's
What
raining.
happened?
There's no
Oh,
stars because there's clouds. So,
boo.
which is,
So, how do you like plan this? Were there flyers and people were planning on coming?
yes, I mean, only social media posts, so there weren't flyers, but I have all these glow sticks that, like the glow stick necklaces with
Hmm.
stickers on them to remind the students to come to the star
Oh, that's a
party.
good idea.
Yeah, but I didn't get to hand those out because we had to cancel. So I have that. I
Oh,
have,
you didn't hand. Okay, this is a positive. So you got
yes,
them. Okay.
I still have them for the next time. Yeah, so they, I kind of canceled it in advance, which was good because I had to let the astronomer people know. So we
Hmm.
have people from the Fort Worth Astronomical Society that were going to come and bring their
Oh, wow.
telescopes. But I've never done anything like this before, so I'm really relying on your knowledge. And this might be good that it canceled because you and I have not had a chance to talk about your
You mentioned
experience.
it, and then I didn't realize it was happening
It was
without
like,
my expertise.
I know, it was terrible. So I'm glad that the universe knew that I wasn't supposed to do it yet because I need your wisdom. So you've done how many star parties?
Not that many actually. I think four.
That's a lot. I feel like that's a good amount of experience.
It's enough to have learned from things to not do and to get better each time. In my opinion, it's a different type of STEM family night. So it has a
Mhm.
very similar vibe to bring out parents and do some fun hands-on activities, but outdoors in the dark.
Yeah, so maybe we should describe what is a star party. Like, what's the point? Why did you have one?
I wanted to get kids to look up, and most of them had never looked in a telescope and had never seen the moon through a telescope. And if we were lucky, maybe Mars or Saturn or some of the other planets. And just to, whenever every kid looks up, but most of the time you don't really think beyond, oh, look at the constellations, right? Big
Hmm.
Dipper, and they get excited about that. And so this was tied to Space Club. So we would do a lot of space exploration activities in the program, but during the day. And so a few times the kids had said, will we ever get to look through a telescope? And I see a telescope behind you right now.
Yep.
And that's similar to what we would give away. So we'd have the colony
Oh,
competition and we'd give away telescopes as prizes, but I'd never actually taken my students, my class, outside to look through a telescope. But it's tricky because we're in the city. This was in San Antonio,
mm,
near downtown. But the goal is to find a place that there's not a lot of light pollution, connect with the Astronomical Association to bring out the mega telescopes, and just have an evening of appreciation for the stars and the planets.
yeah, that's amazing and what I've been dreaming about. We were fortunate enough to have people donate a couple of telescopes for our students to use, which you can't really see them behind me. I have these totes that I've put together of these telescopes to protect them, and they have all these different lenses. They have like a moon lens, and I'm writing up instructions on how to use them. I have forms printed off for parents to give permission to check out the telescopes. So my
Ooh.
plan was to go through the with the students, go through how to use a telescope, what it's for, talk about what constellations you're going to see during which season, and then be able to show them the stars, like you're saying at the star party, so that they can experience it and then be able to do it on their own time and spread it with their families and get really
Mhm.
excited about utilizing something that they probably don't have at home and may not have access to elsewhere. So, what are some things that you did at the star party or leading up to one?
Well, about telescopes, there's a couple different kinds, and there's some that allow you to use your cell phone. Do you
Mm.
have one of those?
Like to use your cell phone to do what?
So instead of looking through like the viewer, you can
Oh,
actually look at your cell phone, and that is like looking at what and it's just easier for some people to just see from their cell phone, like connects directly, and you can take pictures. It's easier to take pictures with.
mm-hmm. Yeah, for my own telescope, I have one. It's like a mount that
Hmm.
hooks on the eyepiece that you can stick your phone in.
Right.
But but yeah, I should probably get some for the student ones. That's a great idea.
Yeah, and it just makes it more accessible. So if you have multiple people there, they can all kind of look at the same time instead of like this long line. You're trying to
Yeah.
like
And then they
focus
move it
it.
and you're like, "Ugh."
And
Yeah.
that's the hardest thing is getting set up. And if you're looking for something in particular, aligning it perfectly, getting the focus right. Because I know I've done, my own backyard, looked at the telescope, and it takes forever to find, anything but the moon.
Yeah.
Usually that's kind of obvious, but yeah, getting it all set up and then just having extra people around to manage the telescopes. And then you need stuff to do besides looking through telescopes. So glow sticks is a must. Having glow stick and glow paint art is what we would do.
Oh.
So we had a bunch of black t-shirts and then glow in the dark paint. And so they would write like star party, and I think for this one we did ahead of time and then they all wore it to the star party. But I bet there's like some kind of art activity you could do at night with like glow in the dark paint.
Oh, that's a great idea.
That'd
Yeah,
be
I didn't
super
think
fun.
about that. I got the glow in the dark tape because I was thinking I might want
Ooh.
to like tape things like the
Mm-hmm.
telescope legs to make sure people don't trip over it, or like the table we're going to have pizza and snacks that people can purchase
Smart.
so you
Yeah.
can see it because you're not supposed to put lights out anywhere because that can interfere with people being able to look through the telescopes. So,
And that's
yeah.
where I had one of my later events was at a high school, and there were two areas. So there was the kind of the
Mm.
STEM night activities inside in the cafeteria where we had refreshments and all of your classic engineering activities. And then right outside was the, I guess, star party section where we had the glow in the dark. Actually, we had all the glow in the dark activities inside, and then they would go outside and look at the telescope and kind of have fun, run around. And it was a little more chaos out there, but in the dark. And you're
Uh-huh.
right, because tripping is a big problem with all the cables, and if you're going to have food out there. So the first time I did it, we actually had no food and we kept it real minimal. And that worked better because I feel like it was so chaotic in the dark, trying to get everybody to turn off all the lights. And so you just came out there, you had glow sticks, we had the t shirts, telescopes, and then we also brought iPads for the Explore the Universe activity. And
Mm-hmm.
you can do a scavenger hunt using one of the star apps. So you try to find the ISS, you try to find
Oh,
Mars using the iPad. That's our freebie. Explore the Universe is
yeah, yeah,
basically
yeah.
scavenger hunt.
Yeah, that's genius. Yeah, I forgot about that. That was
What I'm
a
here for.
great one. Yep. This is why I consult the expert, or
Right,
I
Claire.
should.
But glow in the dark tape is a good one. I had not thought of that.
Yep. Because I was first looking for glow in the dark cones, and I was like, oh, I have cones. I should just make my cones glow in the dark. So have that. I was also going to get a bunch of those glow in the dark stars that you can put like on your ceiling
Yeah.
and like
Hmm.
have those in places that kids can find. Or there's also those the glow in the dark Easter eggs. It's like it could be like an egg hunt
Hmm.
in November. That sounds great. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's, stuff for the little kids to do because this is a
Yeah.
family event and the little
Hmm.
kids aren't going to be looking through the telescopes. So, yeah, I was trying to find other glow in the dark activities, but I love the art with the glow in the dark paint. That's genius.
Yeah.
But you have to like charge it ahead of time, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's what I was trying to think. With the t-shirts, we made them ahead of time so we were in sunlight and then went to the party because we wore
Mm-hmm.
them all day. So that is how that one
That
worked.
worked. Yeah.
You could probably use UV lights, like a UV flashlight. I
Mm.
wonder if that would charge it, but yeah, one of those things to think ahead of time. And so you show up and nothing,
Yeah,
nothing glows.
that's a bummer. Yeah. Okay, I will test that with UV flashlights first, see if that works. So, speaking of dress up, so I've also been looking at what to wear to a star party. I should just make my own clothes, but I have several of my outfits that I wear to teach in, and one of them has glow in the dark constellations. So I'll definitely be
Ooh,
wearing that if weather permits because it's a
absolutely.
dress.
That
But
reminds me of SEEK, the
oh,
Space Exploration Educators Conference at NASA. Everybody dresses up for like that big banquet, and
mm-hmm.
they wear like the light up, everything glowing dresses. It's
Yes.
incredible.
Yes, I belong there. Those are our people. I like how you casually wear your galaxy leggings that I got you. Don't
Hmm.
you wear that?
And the rockets.
Yep.
Yeah. I went to pick up my daughter in them the other day, and Justin happened to be driving by from work, and he was like, "Who's that crazy lady in the rocket pants?" And then I show up, I come home with her, and he was like, "You were
It
the
was
crazy
you.
it was you." Like, yeah, who else would be wearing rockets on
Right? You mean cool? That's what you meant
exactly.
by that.
Hmm.
Yeah. So do you dress up when you're teaching?
Okay,
Because
so
undergrads?
yes, I know. I have never dressed up. And this episode will air way after Halloween, but Halloween, I am teaching on Halloween. And
Yeah.
so my students are begging to have a dress up day because they're like, it would be so fun if you give us extra credit for dressing up. So I'm doing it. And so the whole class is going to dress up with something related to the class. So physical science, forces in motion, elements, chemical reactions. They're going to come and they're supposed to. So now I have to also bring it. What
Yeah.
do I do, Claire? I need some ideas. Like, all I've got is like magic school bus, Mrs. Frizzle kind of characters.
Okay, two thoughts.
Okay.
First thought that popped in my head was, do you watch Big Bang Theory?
Yes.
Do you remember where they went to a Halloween party and they dressed
Yeah.
up?
Oh, but that's
And
a good one.
Sheldon dressed up. Yeah, look, yeah, you need to Google that one. Sheldon dressed up as the Doppler effect.
Okay. How? I might have to Google this.
You need to, there's no way to describe it. You'll just have to
Okay.
Google it. The sound waves and they get closer together.
Hmm,
It
hmm.
was like a bodysuit though, so but I bet you
Okay,
could make a
no.
t-shirt. You can make a t-shirt.
Well, we're doing chemistry next week, so it would be ideal if
Oh.
it's related to chemical reactions, elements. We're doing the periodic table.
Oh man, I
And I was
have
like, well,
some
what if I dress up and they have to guess the element that I am?
like dress up in tinfoil. You
But
could be
that's obvious.
aluminum.
Right.
I have the chemical, oh, what's it called? The structure of chocolate
Ooh.
earrings. I wish I could
Mm.
send those to you because they're pretty awesome.
I have an idea. There was
Uh-huh.
this, all my data's from TikTok. So there was this teacher that kind of did a sort of prank on her students. They were learning about the electromagnetic spectrum, and she
Oh.
used yellow highlighter. I don't know if it was like special glow in the dark. I'm not sure. And she puts like a mustache on her face and like some silly stuff. But in the regular light, fluorescent light, you can't see. And so she pretends that she's upset at her class and says, nobody commented on how I looked today. And I changed up my makeup and I felt like I looked good. But, she was like, trying to make up some kind of joke. And they're like, Miss, you look beautiful. Like, they had no idea. So then she turns off the light, and I don't know if she had a UV light, and then everybody just like dies laughing. So if it's like a hidden costume related to the
Oh,
electromagnetic spectrum, I don't know.
that's
I thought it
intense.
was creative.
That is really creative. Okay, I'm gonna have to think more because my second immediate thought was, you remember those outfits that we would wear during rockets in undergrad? We had
Oh, do I still have that
do
somewhere?
you still have that? So
I
it's like
won't
a,
spit.
what's that called?
Like a jumpsuit.
Yeah, it's like a mechanic's jumpsuit, and we all
Hmm.
had our names on them. Uh,
Oh my gosh.
yours says Natty, and
It sure
you
does.
could be Rosie the Riveter. All you would need is a red
Oh,
bandana.
that's a good one.
Um, it would be fantastic.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
chemistry, that's
Yeah,
a
besides just being an element.
yeah. Just pick an element, whatever you.
That's what I was thinking, like the glow in the dark one could be related to an element that glows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, well, let me know. And
Mm,
if anybody out there, yeah, you're gonna hear this too late
no,
though.
it's gonna be
So
too
feel
late.
free to still send me ideas for next Halloween.
So when you hear this, look on Instagram because Natasha's gonna post what she is. Yes?
Deal.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna think of more. But I think you should dress up more as like the hook. This is what I do because I'll wear
So
something.
not Peter Pan the Hook. Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Don't, well, unless it's Talk Like a Pirate Day, then you should definitely
It
do
might
that.
be. But you're saying as the hook to the lesson.
Or that could be your element. You could be Argon.
Oh
Argon.
my gosh. I'm writing it down.
Uh-huh. Quantity
I
leads
have a
to
pirate
quality.
costume. I
Natasha,
mean,
yes, you do. Uh, yeah, no, I use dressing up as the hook. So when my students walk in, they're like, she's wearing a roller coaster dress, which I have one, and it's amazing.
of course you do.
Because when you twirl, like it has like it's a twirly dress. It looks like the roller coasters going up and
What?
down. Yeah, it's pretty
Okay, if I'm
amazing.
posting my costume, you're posting this dress of you twirling. We need to see this.
Done. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I just did roller coasters too. So, man. Okay, I'll put it on just for you
Thank
if
you.
I still fit in it because I don't think I've worn it since before baby number three. Might have to get a new one. But yeah, I get svahausa.com
Mhm.
is where I get a lot of my nerd gear, and it's pretty amazing. They have dresses, chemistry dresses too. I wonder if
Mm.
they could get them to you by Tuesday.
I have a really
Mm.
good like chemistry shirt from Champions for Science, that virtual conference.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And so maybe you can do that. And I have a bunch of like Space Club shirts from like students that they created. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just too like I don't want to be an aerospace engineer. Like that's how they know me, right? I need
Mm-hmm.
to do something different.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I'm going to be very disappointed if my class is listening right now. I will be disappointed if y'all don't dress up because y'all are forcing this.
I know what you should do.
What?
You should do a riddle out of elements. So, for example, you should spell out like a word or a phrase, but using the elements. So, you know how, have you seen shirts that like will say something? I can't think of one off the top of my head right now, but they'll
So like
spell
do I
something, but it's
wear
with the elements. So, you would wear, like if it was helium, you could wear like a balloon, attach it to your shirt. And you'd like have the
oh,
elements represented and they have to figure out what that word is or something.
oh. So like the helium element would just be He,
HE. Mm-hmm.
and then you
So
continue.
so it could
I
say
like it.
hello. I don't know.
But it has to be something they need. Like this is information that's important.
Because they need to know the elements. Chemistry.
No, no, I mean like the riddle,
Oh,
like
the
the
riddle.
clue
Yes.
is like
Oh,
something.
yes.
Now I have to do a whole theme.
Yes. Go big or go home,
That's
Natasha.
right.
It's all a lesson. Everything has to be a lesson.
This is how you do your class, where you have
It
like
is.
escape room and riddles and
I can't stop. Yep, it's a problem.
but I have not done any kind of activity like this, so that will be perfect. Okay, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect.
Okay.
Because they're going to be like, what the heck are you? And I'll be like,
You got to figure it out.
the
Yeah.
elements. But, and then the grand finale, I turn off the lights and I'm glowing.
You're radioactive.
That will be the last one.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay,
Only if you play
done.
that song though.
The
That,
song.
yeah, radioactive. The is that Imagine
You
Dragons?
going to sing it for us? I know what you're talking about. I just want to hear you sing it.
Radioactive, radioactive. Uh-huh. Okay, you have a lot to
Perfect.
post.
Okay. Yeah, I do. Thank you. Think of a riddle.
I want to hear about everybody else's ways of dressing up. I know a lot of teachers do really creative things. So, if you're listening to this and you have really cool dress up ideas to use with your classroom or with certain lessons, let us know.
Question for you, Claire.
Uh-huh.
What are your thoughts on dressing like a stereotype? So someone was like, "Oh, you should dress like a mad scientist."
Oh. That's a negative ghostwriter because we have enough things that are enforcing or reinforcing stereotypes. Hmm. Unless you're doing it to break down the stereotype.
Right.
So,
Like dressing up as like Albert Einstein, for example. I feel like is just promoting the stereotypes of like this crazy scientist and also only one person that everybody's already
right.
heard of. That's why it'd be nice if I was some obscure female scientist that I could educate my students on, like, I am so and so. That
Hmm.
was my other idea, was to dress up. They had to like figure out who I am.
Ooh. Yep.
Okay, that's my other idea.
Raquel Nuno. Is that how you say her name?
Who is that?
She's a planetary geologist. Her husband does Veritasium, the uh,
Mm-hmm.
social media guy.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a really popular YouTube channel.
Yep. Hmm. But she's a planetary geologist, PhD. She does
Hmm.
really cool stuff. Yep.
I will
It's a
look
good
her up.
scientist.
Good one. Nice.
I'm
Thanks
all
for
about
helping.
modern scientists
Yeah.
because students like they look at the old people and they're like, "Yeah, some that's so far away from me." Like Marie Curie, she's really cool, but I mean, she's long gone. And so,
Right.
like, people that you can actually follow, especially in this day and age when they're all on
Mm-hmm.
TikTok and stuff, like, follow these people. That's who you should be uh, contacting when you
Yep.
need information. So, yeah, the career chats that you've done, that we also do on this podcast, are great to share with students. So, yeah, do some. If you're looking for a scientist to dress up as, find somebody who's still living.
I like it. I agree. Well, I'm excited to post about this. Thanks for your help.
Hmm. I expect you to change every 30 minutes into a different outfit based on the
It's
things
like
that
a
we've
whole
talked about.
performance.
Yeah. And now, what do you think I am?
Roller
Yes.
coaster.
Yes.
And then I'll bring out the dry ice and
Oh,
a fog
yeah.
machine for my changes.
Oh, I wish we lived in the same town. Yep, that would
Me
be
too, me too.
amazing. Okay, well, until next time, Natasha, STEM Space out.